Hey Crafty Babes, it's Dre. We're gonna make a project together using the printables from our exclusive this month. I made us a couple of beautiful heart clusters with some fun patterns. These colors are from the October Basics kit that just released in my shop. The colors are so fun for fall. There's a lot of jewel tones, but also a lot of really fun combinations, which you know I love making us fun combinations for us to make. So let's quickly just go over the printables. This is just one of the PDF pages, well, two of the PDF pages in your printable. I printed these two up on clear sticker paper because I just wanted this option. What I'm showing you here is just the options. So the main printables include these cut files. These do come on a full PDF, but also you're going to get the cut file for each of them, plus all of the individual big hearts and various sizes and various patterns that I made. But let's just talk, real quick about these two. So they're just these big heart clusters. It's one single piece when you get them cut out. I printed them. This is the full size. As you can see, it's like bigger than my hand, right? So I printed, there is a smaller version of with it that includes the cut file so that you can print a smaller version. So as you can see, it fits nicely in a notebook, and you would be able to, you know, just maybe some more options with this guy. But if you're still scrapbooking in like a larger format, this is great. I can also see this large version, like if you're working in a notebook or a traveler's notebook, where you've got a seam in the middle, you could like trim this down and you could have it laying like, you know, across the middle, and you can do some things around here. You can have it coming off the edge and you can just use it on the edges. You can maybe pop it on the top edge like this. There's just a ton of options with it being so large. So I wanted to share that. I also wanted to share, there are a lot of sizes. I have had this idea to just make giant hearts for us. We just need, sometimes you just need big giant hearts, and then also some smaller ones. So these are patterns from the October Basics kit. So if you do grab that kit, you'll have a lot of coordination. If you don't grab it, then these colors should still work with a lot of other fall things you might have in your stash. One of the other pages that's included in your exclusive are these clusters. So they have a lot of the different color combinations, and I've printed these on clear sticker paper, which means you can just very messily fussy cut them. You're kind of rough cutting them so that they stick real nice and they just blend right into your pages. They're so fun, and I just love making them. So today we are going to be working with this smaller version of the pink, green, and red color. It's really like a cranberry, and I have colors that match. I have started to fall madly in love with the Stamp Market dies. You know, I have been a Distress Oxide fangirly for many years because, well, back in the day, premium dyes were not my favorite. They were very wet. Their impressions were not great. And I just love the drier impression that I get from a Distress Oxide ink. But I wanted to try these in the little minis because I didn't want to commit because, you know, dye pads can be really expensive, and I had never tried the Stamp Market stamp inks before. Oh my gosh, you guys, it feels really weird at first because the stamp color looks very translucent when it goes on to your stamp. I was very like, oh no, is this gonna be like really light? But then you go to press it down on the paper and the impression that comes out is ridiculously crisp, clear, It has opacity to it, but not how it appears when it shows up on the back of your stamp. So highly impressed, and I will definitely be going back for the full size so that I can get them labeled and popped into my big tower of stamp inks. So until then, we're just going to use the little babies, and they're still super cute. So here are the colors that go really, really well with the October Crafty Babe Basics kit. So for the Distress Oxides, there's Worn Lipstick, Pine Needles, Walnut Stain, Milled Lavender, Spiced Marmalade, and then Dijon, Fresh Mint, and Wild Berry for the Stamp Market dye inks. We may or may not use any stamps in this project. I only have a very rough idea of the page theme that I'm gonna do. We're gonna do a 10 out of 10 would recommend list for the fall. So I've done this before. I did it probably in like the summer, like May or June. I think I used the meandering kit. I could have used On Brand, I just forget. But anyway, it was a really fun page to make where you basically I've pre-made a list. I have this list right here, my 10 out of 10 fall edition. I basically just listed out several things that I love about the fall, and I'm gonna utilize either this as a journaling card to like put all of the things. I might go in with one of these guest checks instead, just because it gives me a little bit more room to write. Like there's still enough lines, but the spacing is just a little bit bigger. So we'll see about that. And I'm basically just gonna make this the focal point, use some of the things within the kit that coordinate so that we can just make these are the things I love about the fall. They're a 10 out of 10. And I would recommend these things to anyone. So it's just like my favorite things about the season. And yeah, that's what we're gonna start with. But I did want to just give you guys a little look at the different ways and different things that you can do with the printables this month. As always, I like to do a lot of different sizes, a lot of different formats, so that just depending on my project, I have a lot of options. And always want to just recommend that to you. Don't be afraid to print on different things. I even recently, while I was printing the holiday printables, there's a sheet in the printables that I printed on transparency. Now I've had inkjet transparency paper in my stash for a number of years, and I just keep forgetting that I have it. So that was kind of fun the way that it turned out. So we'll see how that ends up in my notebook. But for now, we are going to get started making this page, and I'll walk you through some of my decisions and what we're going to do. So I've already got several pieces that I've kind of just like, I know that I want to use them. Like I want to use the 10 because it comes in the kit, because it's October, but it's also a 10 out of 10 kind of page. So whether or not I have 10 items or not, I mean, I do have 10 items on my list, but that's not necessarily the point. It doesn't have to be 10 things. It can literally be 3 things if you'd like. But I do want to just kind of make a focal page on this side and then use this side for like decoration and the list itself. There's also a possibility that I just write the list on the actual notebook paper. The reason that I was considering that is because my list looks very short. Like I've just kind of made it a short list as far as like the words to describe each item, but there's a possibility that when I get to the journaling part, I might want to be a little bit wordier, if you know what I mean. Like instead of just saying Twilight season, I might say, you know, throwing on Twilight and seeing how many of the movies I can get through in one day or something like that. So I don't know, when I get there, and depending on what other supplies I really want to use, I might change my mind. But I do tend to like want to fill the page with a lot of stuff, And then the journaling is kind of like, oh, do I have a place for it? But since the purpose of this page is literally a list, I want to make that like a priority. It's not always easy for me, but we're working on that. So I've already got, the cards are going to take up a lot of room. So I've already decided on those. I don't want to go through any more of the cards. I don't necessarily need any other journaling spots. So I want to go and find some good artwork from the kit. So I've got these leaves, and I obviously know the color palette that I want. And I've got a couple of options here. I know I have these two-tone ones that are perfect, but then I also have single tone in the pink and the cranberry. I might just call it berry going forward. So we're just gonna interview and see kind of where we end up. I am wearing the wrong sweatshirt for a crafting project, so I hope they don't irritate me. The other thing I wish that I would have done in advance is printed some more stars, because I kind of like to do like the 5-star thing, but I think I can make it work where if I had 5 of the stars that were in the right colors, if I grab the brown one too, I have all 5 stars. And that all coordinates. So I could do that, and I could put them maybe down here along the bottom, or maybe I keep them kind of, ooh, maybe I do them on top here. One, if I kind of lay them oddly, that could be fun, and kind of making it like, what if I had them kind of hugging the 10? Oh, that's fun, because then I want it to feel like 5 stars. 5 stars, these are the best things. So I've got, that's gonna stay for sure. This is gonna stay for sure. I kind of like the idea of this heart cluster having a place to land. Like it's not just floating there all by itself. And I kind of want to keep maybe whatever I end up doing over here, I want to maybe keep it simple, because there's already a lot of pattern happening. And I also want to find just the best words, because I have basically in my list, like I'm now noticing now, I mean, it's been 2 months since I created this kit. I'm seeing now that a lot of the things on my list are actually in these words, which I guess makes a lot of sense since I made it. But I can't use all of them, because obviously not all of them have the right colors. So I think we'll just stick with a few. And I think they're just gonna be not necessarily part of the list, but like generalizations. So I don't wanna be too terribly specific. So maybe we just go cozy vibes, because that's kind of like overall, cozy vibes in general. And then maybe we grab maybe this lighter version of this pink and mint. And we can like decide if we want it touching or if we want it kind of like that. It's kind of hanging. I like things to hang off the edge. I think you guys know that by now. And popping in a tiny bit of brown in here could be good. So if we just did like a little layer situation. So then it kind of represents the green and everything. And then maybe something a little bit lighter up here. Like we've got plenty of hearts, but maybe one of these little. So I've got this light colored one that I might pop up here. Just a little something. I think I need some pink up here to kind of pull it all. So maybe, you know, the old standby, the label, the half label. That's kind of cute. Or you can do 2 labels and we can stack them like this. And kind of do that kind of thing, have them, and I can trim them. That way I can use the 2 other halves at another time. Well, that would be cute, just stapled there. Okay, we're good over there. How do I want to do the journaling? Do I want to give it like, do I want to give it this space? Do I want to do like more of a paragraph style where it's like item slash, and I just kind of keep it running like a sentence, like a paragraph, like I just said. That kind of fits nice there though. That it just feels like it's a good balance. So maybe I'll do it here, and I could use this. I need room for the title. So basically I could do 10 and then maybe in like in a label maybe, or maybe like this. So I could say I need it to like feel like it continues, like this is the whole title. So maybe I do need another label and I need it to go over, and then I could say 10/10 would recommend, or I'm trying to make it make sense, and it really honestly does not need to be this complicated, honestly. Because it's just a title. Everybody will get it. You'll understand. But if I can just visually make it feel like it fits, then I think that we'll be able to use this section here, and we'll use this whole stitch down the side. Maybe this would help too. Just thinking. I think that's too big. I was kind of thinking of what could I do as like a little bit of a border. That's way too much. I could, I don't know, call me crazy, use Borders and Basics and make my own little border with maybe like the dots or the messy lines, just to kind of call out like, what if I did the whole thing and started the list here, see how far it gets me, then I know how much room I have left. I think that is better. And then what if after I get the paragraph done, I could do like a little bordery type of line, and also, this feels like, why is it, I don't know, Actually, maybe I do like it like this. I like it off center. Okay, I was gonna scooch everything to the center, but then this would be off, and I kind of like the idea of having this area here and then following it down. We're gonna start gluing some things down so that we can start journaling, because we just gotta get going on this. We can't fiddle fart around, okay? There's time for fiddle farting, and this is not it. Also, I think we all need to use the term fiddle fart much more. Much more. And yeah, there is an actual direction to these stars. The way that this particular star shape is shaped, it has two wide legs at the bottom, and I'm sorry, it has two small legs at the bottom and one kind of big head. That's how I got this one wrong. Actually, I got them all wrong because I'm a silly girl. But technically, they have two small feet. See, now, how did I had that up here. Two small feet and a big head. That's kind of how I remember it. Okay, love that. Let's get this guy down. Give it a little space. And here, there is a possibility that something could happen up here in the corner, but it's always okay to just have empty space. That's really okay. This one might be just a little tricky, but thankfully there's not too many of the hearts that are too small. And like once you get the main ones and the outside ones, you're pretty safe. And then yes, I am going to do this part before I do the card, because I wanted to make sure that's stayed in the position that I had started with. So we're gonna staple these guys too, and I'll try to remember to trim those later. Okay, for now I'll have to trim these two off, but I want to make sure that I have all the right room and spacing that we need. So I think I'll do here, I've got essentially room for 2 lines. So I think I will just write the whole title out instead of going /10, because okay. Thoughts, thinkings. Can I hold on to a pen? What if I did 10/10? I kind of like that. And then I could do okay, I think that's about as much as I'm gonna pop onto this list. And now I know how much room we have down here. So I do kind of like the idea of a little bit of a border here. Like, I don't know, just for funsies. We could do like, we could do the mint color so that it's not like super obnoxious. Let's do it. And I'll see if I can show you, let me see if I can show you how it looks. Like, they feel very dry. They feel like nothing's happening. It's probably gonna be really hard for me to show you, but you can see that it's very translucent. Like, it looks like there's nothing on this. But it's so magical. And it's already a light color, so it's not like the greatest example of what I was talking about earlier. But we're just gonna go with it. So good. I must not have gotten enough. But that's good. I love that it's not obnoxious. I love that it's not really the focal point of this part of the page, but it adds a little bit of color. So I like it. I like it. Okay, now I think I would love to pop, let's use two. Let's use, what if we did the two-tone one and then a solid one? Like kind of, I don't know how I don't know if I love these together. Okay, I kind of love them like that. And I'll chop that off. I just didn't like the stems like hanging out like that. Okay, we need, I feel like that might be too much green down here. Sorry about the light changing. Morning is just, it's kind of rough for the light around here. I mean, it's lovely, but it's not great when you're trying to film because it's just going to change. So I can do this one, which then means I'm not cutting anything off, which is fine. But actually, let's go see if there's a different, maybe there's a green one. I mean, I know there's a green one. Because the guest check just felt kind of heavy. I mean, I realize it's very similar, but it just feels like, I felt like there was too many words. Like it doesn't need to be like that. And then we can add a little touch of pink. Like, ooh, what if we did this tab up at the top like this? What am I saying? What am I doing here? What? No, 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 no. No, no, no. I don't need to journal anymore. This needs to happen. This needs to happen. Oh, hold the phone. Okay. What if we did where we use this border and we chopped this off? I'm just doing it. I'm doing it. I'm gonna go from here to here. That's fun. That's just fun. And now we can kind of fill the bottom in with we can just play. We've got, I don't want to use this one now because it's got, it said hello to the doily. So I don't want too much of that. We need a little bit of dark green. So no, ooh, haven't used the tickets yet. This is kind of a perfect place for them because we could do a little row. It's too dark, so we're gonna go, there's too much of the mint. So what if we did dark green and pink? What if we just did dark green? We could go all the way to the bottom and then we can still maybe, let me just try something real quick. That's kind of fun. I like that. I like that. And it kind of does this thing, right? So things are feeling like they belong there. I like it. And we could even pull it over here a little bit more so it feels a little bit more kind of like this one. They might kind of both go this way. I don't know. I'm not really doing that on purpose. Or we can go this way. Or I could tuck it under. Let me just try this. So then these kind of all feel like they're meant to be together-ish. I like that. Okay, that's what we're doing. And we're just about done. So it is okay to not have a plan. I did not expect any of this, except for, honestly, that little bit of journaling. It was the only thing I really knew what we were gonna do. Wow, and the hearts, because you gotta love the hearts. Let me go actually all the way under here. And we're good. I'll pop this one down just to give it a little more stability. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. There, got some of it off. Okay, let me trim these things and see where we are. I really love how this turned out. This is great. There's elements of everything and the colors are great. I'm super happy that you guys are here. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you've taken something from this layout, use it in your own, enjoy the printables, and I'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye.